Hi, my name is John, and this is my good buddy Andy. You're listening to the Packers Blitz podcast, the podcast done by two diehard Packer fans who have survived the dark times of the 1980s of Packers football and live to talk about it. And this podcast is dedicated to the world's greatest fans, Packer fans. Now, I am so psyched because I have to be honest with you, Packer fans, Packers Blitz fans. I was worried this week. I was worried to see a letdown. Oh, there was no letdown. And before we get into anything, Andy's will not be joining me tonight. He is on assignment, but he will be joining me next week. So this is going to be a short and sweet podcast. We'll keep it under an hour. But I just had to get on and talk to you, Packer fans and Packer Blitz fans, because there's some really important news that you guys have to know about, and that is the Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. Ah, so excited. So before though we get into the game recap, you know who else sucks? The NFL Football Hall of Fame reporters suck. Now they got one thing right. Mike Holmgren has progressed to the finals, and yes, he's in. Give me a break. But Sterling Sharp is not. Are you crazy, you idiots? And I really have to say that this to me is unbelievable, because to me, you don't understand how to vote and understand what it means to play football. Because Sterling Sharp, go back. Hey, why aren't you guys watching the tape? He was the most dominant receiver for years. There's not even close. Don't give me give me a break. So Packers Blitz fans, we should get together, write these idiots at the Hall of Fame, and get our boy Sterling Sharp in. Who's with me? So we're going to figure this out, Packers Blitz fans. I'm going to talk to Andy. We're going to get a petition or something. We're going to go to the streets. We're going to go to the building, and we're going to get our boy Sterling Sharp in there. Woo! All right. So, what I loved about this game, let me back up. We're going right into the Packers Blitz game recap. And what I loved about this game, get it? Love. Quarterback Jordan Love in his first game as a starter. First game, he threw 3 touchdown passes, had a passer rating of 123.3. He made big play after big play in big spots, like saying big, but he's being big, especially third and fourth down. Okay, so I'm going to start with the positive, and I'll end with the positive, and we'll talk about some things here that I wasn't really impressed. But let's just stop. Everybody, take a breath. What did I say? Patience, people. Now, this is far exceeded anything that over 30 points. I mean, when's the last time we scored over 30 points against the Bears when we were like either coming from behind or, Aaron Rodgers had one of his Aaron Rodgers game. And I think there is a place where Aaron Rodgers is secretly watching it. And maybe he'll come out on social media and say something. I don't think he will, but who knows? But I'm guessing he was sitting somewhere, and he'll probably not admit it. I hope Aaron Rodgers would admit it, going, yes, 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 yes. Makes him look smarter, makes everyone look smarter. And he can go to the Jets and go, hey, okay, you got your quarterback. And a lot in the off season, he was telling people, hey, he's a great kid. He's going to be a great quarterback. You're fine. And people were like, oh, okay. That's kind of like you get divorced after 18 years and then you tell the new husband, oh, she's a great woman. She's going to be great for you. You're going to love her. And you're like, why? are you telling me that? That's really weird. But he's my boy and he's class, okay? He really is. Even when you don't agree with his politics or whatever. So, the other thing I loved about the game was Aaron Jones. When did someone come to LaFleur and go, "Hey, we got Aaron Jones. Rodgers is gone." "Oh yeah, that's right. Aaron Rodgers is gone, but we have Aaron Jones. Oh, yeah, and he's pretty good too." So Aaron Jones, oh my gosh, on his 11 touches generated, check this out, 127 yards and 2 scores. He had a 51, and this thing a beauty, people. He had a 51-yard catch and run and a 35 yard touchdown in the on fourth down, which is brilliant. And again, we forget about Aaron Jones, right? We always think it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers made Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones didn't make Aaron Rodgers, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? We all like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? So whether you like the peanut butter or the jelly, hey, it comes together. It doesn't matter, right? It's a good sandwich. We all love it. So here's a little bit of a shocker. 2 shockers. Romeo Dobbs. And remember he had a hamstring injury. He always has a hamstring injury. This kid is, come on, man. Let's let's get that hamstring fixed. All right. He caught a pair of touchdown passes from Jordan Love. Not only did he catch them, they were pretty contested. And I think he did a really nice job of reaching back and getting them. So, again, I always felt Romeo Dobbs is kind of a cross between a Robert Brooks and then some other wide receivers you can kind of mix in there. But he shows what he can be, right? If he's healthy. So we all have to remain patient with him. Okay. Now, this is the biggest shocker. Devontae Wyatt, yes, our first round pick from last year, the 2022 first round pick, had 1.5 sacks, a forced fumble for the Packers defensive line, which I'll get to, who look impressive. There's probably we could use other words, and Andy will probably is listening to this. Since he's an English teacher, he will come up with more bigger words and fancier words. Well, Andy, you can do that next time, okay? All right. He finally played like a first round pick. I was like, that is our first round pick, right? And he did the same thing at Georgia. He was obviously surrounded by some key guys, but he still made plays. Now, kickers Anders Carlson. I remember I was thinking, oh crap, if this guy misses a field goal or misses a couple extra points, he's going to cost us this game. I thought it was going to be close. My good buddy Kurt said 17-10. Good buddy Andy, though, said it was over 20 points. I was saying, yeah, somewhere in between there. I didn't say over 30. No one guessed over 30. And if you did, God bless you. I love you. But he made a 52-yard field goal that was good from 62, maybe 65. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. Just think like, boom, like a rocket. And I was like, damn. Whoa, that is unbelievable. And he was 5 for 5 for extra points. Okay. What did we say going into the season? Now, this is one game. Everybody, calm down. But he showed he can do it, right? So you can go back in the tape and say, hey, when he's struggling, which he's probably going to struggle, because, once that wind starts whipping up in Lambeau, Mason Crosby just, again, I shouldn't say his name because I want to give this kid a chance, just knew the way I was going around. Speaking of Mason Crosby, he did put out a really nice thing saying, hey, I love Packer fans and everything. Of course. What else would he say? And yes, we still have him on speed dial, by the way. So that was really, really cool to see these young and veteran players start to play better. So we'll see in the upcoming weeks. What did I tell you, Packer Blitz fans? What did I tell you? Carl Brooks. I had a sack. He was dominant. If you were watching him, which I was, I'm in love with the guy. I have a man crush. I'm not afraid to say that. Brooks had a sack, and I told you, Andy. I told you. All right. I'll calm down a little bit, but he was dominant. He was pushing people back. The whole defensive line from the Packers were just manhandling the Bears' offensive line. Now let's get to whoever else was impressive. Quay Walker. Oh my goodness. Quay Walker. He's knocking people down. He's smashing into people. I'm like, is this guy still up? Now he did get a concussion. It looks like I'll do the injury updates here. Well, what we know right now, you won't know more until Monday. Impressive. So our 2 first-round picks are playing like first-round picks, right? And we hope, let's all hope and pray and join hands together and use the power of Packer Nation to get these get these guys and our other draft picks to play better and consistent. Now, I didn't know who this was at first, I'll admit it, but Lucas Van Ness, he has some wheels on him. And I remember at Iowa, he was chasing down people, tight ends, running backs. So that's nothing new, but it's college, right? When Justin Fields got out of the pocket, I went, oh, sugar. I didn't say that, obviously. And Lucas Van Ness just stood his ground, came in, set the edge, got him. What were we saying on Packers Blitz? Set the edge. Now, there were a few times that we weren't doing that again, and that will cost us. So we got to fix that. But that was impressive. So our younger guys, at least in this game, looked impressive. And not only our defensive line was impressive, but our offensive line. There was a couple of slip-ups here and there, but you're going to get that in so many plays you run. But they looked impressive. And what did Andy and I say, Packers Blitz fans? We said that was our strength, right? So if the guy goes down, we can put someone in there. So impressive with all that. Our defensive line looked impressive. And, again, our offense, once it's settled down, like I said, looked impressive. And according to Packers Wire, the Packers, despite not having a speedy receiver, Christian Watson, fix your hamstring, will you? You and Dobbs get together, go to a hamstring expert. There's got to be some guy out there sing Kumbaya together. I don't care what you do, but fix it. But here's the thing. Without Christian Watson, they produced 4 passing plays of 30 or more yards. Now, that was Aaron Jones had catches of 35 and 51. But Luke Musgrave, and I'll get into this in a second, had a 38-yard catch, set up a touchdown. Jaden Reed had a 30-yard catch, set up a field goal. So they were setting up points. Everybody was setting up points. Now, all right, Jaden Reed, what did I tell you? He looked like a guy that can start day one. Now, there's some passes, okay. Love's got to work on putting that ball a little more accuracy, which I'll get into. But the main thing was that Jaden Reed was right there, and he had some chances. And we'll talk about the injury updates, because if you saw near the end of the game, he went up for something. By the way, fix Jaden Reed's helmet before the poor kid gets killed. I don't know why his helmet was coming off. That's weird, because these helmets are designed not to come off. So I don't know. Okay. So Luke Musgrave. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're going to be on the football bloopers. That's never going to go away. I saw that ball hang in the air and I went, I hope there isn't a safety from the Bears who's just going to come in front of that thing and jump it and run for a score. But Luke Musgrave, he had a really good sense of humor. They panned to him, camera panned to him on the sideline after this. Catching the turf monster got him, basically. So the camera panned to him, and you can see he had a smile on his face, and the guys were just ribbing him like, yeah, way to go, way to go. But that's what we're going to have with these rookies. We're going to have them trip and fall. We're going to have them, fall on their face. literally, figuratively, whatever you want to say. So just remember that, okay? I think they could have used Luke Musgrave a little bit more and Tyler Kraft a little bit more. But, Aaron Jones just took over the game. And you're like, why are we going away from Aaron Jones, So speaking of Aaron Jones, so injury updates as of now, but more than likely, these will change on Monday, and hopefully for the good. Aaron Jones left the game in the second half and injured his hamstring. Wow. We got to figure out this hamstring, okay? After his 35-yard touchdown catch. And he was questionable return. I think if the game was close, he would have told his coach to come in. I don't know if they would have let him in, but since it didn't matter. Quay Walker was elevated for a concussion because his big fat bear lineman smacked him in the head when he was in the end zone. Like, have some class, Bears. He's in the end zone. You punt. He's a big fat whatever his name is. They suck. Who cares? And I'm going to bring up the player's name because he sucks. Anyway, he's probably going to get a fine because there was no way you should have hit that. Quay Walker was in, and all these Bears are like punching him in the head or whatever. Classless. No surprise. And then Jaden Reed just had some cramps, and he did return, and he caught that stupid onside kick that never worked. So there's your injury updates. I'm sure there'll be more because it was a really, really chippy game. And I'll talk about some of the dumb things next here. So what I didn't love about the game. Oh, Packers defense. Come on, guys. There's some really dumb penalties again. A lot of chippy personal foul calls that you need to stop that right away because that could cost us a game down the line. Because when we're facing top-notch quarterbacks, we know what happens. Someone just, I don't know, just grazes his helmet or maybe pushes him out of bounds a little too hard. Like when we play, Mahomes, even though I like him, he tends to get the calls. Just like F you, Brady, I got calls. Remember, Jordan Love will not get the calls anymore, like Aaron Rodgers got. So that's another thing. Remember, Packer Blitz fans, when someone hits Jordan Love late, will he get that call? Probably not, and that's gonna suck. But we got to fix that. And I know it's a very chippy game, and the Bears are starting. Oh, we got to fight back, and we got to bring it back to the '80s and early '90s, and fight. And Dick Butkus is at the game. By the way, I didn't even know Dick Butkus was still alive, to be honest with you. And I hope he lives far more years. But I was like, he's alive still? Oh wow, okay. And but it's good to see him, Dick Butkus. Bears suck, but I respect Dick Butkus as well as Brian Urlacher. Two guys who played great defense. And respect. So the other thing, like I said, with Luke Musgrave, please tell me you won't do that again. Come on, dude. Tripping on your own feet when you should have just walked into the end zone. Now, granted, he was like trying to catch the ball like a center fielder when a ball starts, getting over your head a little. And okay, I get it. But next time, don't do that, buddy. And last but not least, Jordan Love. He had some sloppy plays. So let's be honest. There were some things he needs to work on his accuracy because we face some tough corners coming on, and coming up, I should say, and they're just going to jump that route, and there they go. That's 6, and you're going to be like, "Hey, man, you got to work on that." And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just, again, we were so blessed with Aaron Rodgers where he could throw it, through a freaking needle, thread a needle, 2 or 3 guys, and Brett Favre for that matter, not as accurate, but both those guys, they could drop it in a bucket, thread a needle, whatever you want to say, that's hard to get, really, and it's hard to see that. Play calling. What I didn't love about play calling was run the damn ball. What did Andy and I say? their defense stinks against the run. And even though they went out in the offseason and got a bunch of guys, the first game, it's hard to gel. All right. So you really, 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 really need to run the damn ball more. Okay. And stop getting Love in a 3rd and 8 or longer, because that's not going to help his development. Because 3rd and 8 in the NFL, unless you're a top-notch quarterback, those are hard to get. And even if you are to be in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, you want him to be comfortable. You want him in a 3rd and 3, a 3rd and 4, a 3rd and 2 consistently, because then he has the option to run, which he did. And learn to slide, Jordan. I don't love that about you, that you did not slide a little bit more. He was taking on some guys to show he's tough. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, just slide, buddy. So on all, I think the good things outweighed the bad things. We got to work on the penalties. I think that, I didn't even bring up special teams, which is like, oh, thank God you didn't. I think special teams, remember, we had a rookie kicker and a rookie punter going into Soldier Field for the first time, and they both performed brilliantly, in my opinion, because it's the first time. And you're nervous as hell. And for what they did, hats off to Rich Bisaccia or whoever had coached up special teams. I think for the most part, they did really, really well. There were some penalties here and there, but nothing like we've seen in the preseason. So, game balls, Packers Blitz fans. So this is easy. Packers Blitz game balls. First, offense. Aaron Jones, duh. That was pretty easy. I was going to say Jordan Love, but yeah, I mean, you could argue that, but Aaron Jones would lit this game up. As soon as Aaron Jones took over, it was a different game. I mean, come on, Packer Blitz fans. Defense. I wanted to say some other, I want to say my boy, Jair Alexander, because DJ Moore, I think he had like 2 catches. He had some, didn't really do anything. And that's my boy, or Marcel Douglas and him on there. I think that really did really well. But I'm going to go with Quay Walker and Devontae White, because they proved that they can be first-round picks and worth that. Special teams, easy. Anders Carlson. Like I said, he kicked that one from 52, and it was like shot out of a cannon. That would have been good from over 60. I would guarantee you that it would have been good from over 60. So, I love the game plan. Like I said, after we got Aaron Jones more involved, and hopefully Quay Walker and Aaron Jones will be fine for the Falcons game next week. All right. So, like I said, this is going to be short and sweet. I just want to talk about the game, talk about my excitement when I'm still just super pumped, and just really say, hey, this is a great start. Now, we just have to be patient. And patience. We play the Falcons next week. Andy will join me for the game preview for that. So I'm not going to do much about that at all. That's at noon. So hopefully we'll have Aaron Jones back. Like I said, that will be huge. And Quay Walker, hopefully he will be back for that game next week. So Andy, I know you're listening out there. I miss you, buddy. I love you, and I look forward to us doing hopefully a show this week and do the great game preview of Falcons Packers. So hit subscribe, Packer Blitz fans, wherever you listen to Packers Blitz on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. And again, I always say this, please rate us 5 stars, because, it's just me and Andy. Now it's me tonight. Doing this, which I love doing. I was just so excited about getting on and just doing it. And Andy was like, yeah, buddy, just go, I can tell you're excited, and I'll catch you when I get back from off assignment. And also email us at packersblitz80@gmail.com. packersblitz80@gmail.com. I want to hear you Packers fans tell us, how we're doing, what you like us to see do a little differently, how good we're doing, or if we suck. because we're going to do this until the wheels fall off. At least I am, because I am a Packers fan and Packers fan for life. So that's it, folks. Great win. Bears still suck, which thank you, God, that the Bears still suck. At least I have that in my life. And go, Pack, go.